to talk about them as well to those who've had extremely close brushes terror over the past week. Let's quickly go across to our guest joining us at the moment. With us is Idit Ishel, aunt of Roni Ishel, who was abducted by Hamas. With us also is Lieutenant Colonel Yossi Tubor, retired, who's a survivor of the Hamas attack. Joining us on the show also is David Bromberg, who was an Israel Music Festival survivor and who's now in fact been recalled back to duty. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Let me begin with a lady on the panel. Idit Ishel, take us through what exactly the family has gone through. It must have been an extremely harrowing time to have learned that Roni Ishel is missing. When was the last time that the family heard from her?
Roni Ishel was kidnapped. She's not missing. She was kidnapped by Hamas. On Saturday morning, she served in base Nahal Oz, and at 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 in the morning, she was text messaging her mom, Sharon. Hi, Mom. I'm okay. I can't talk right now. We'll talk later. With the 4 hearts, like always she used to do. She used her friend's cell phone, and we'll talk later. And that was the last time they heard from her.
Right. And what have the efforts been made in terms of trying to reach out, trying to find out where she is? Any attempt or any word that you have heard about her condition? What has the government been telling the family?
We don't know about her condition. We have no contact, and the only option is that she is kidnapped. And there's no sign of life, but we need sign of life.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in fact, it's a very, very difficult time indeed. I believe that for your entire family, it would be a very difficult moment. I'm going to come back to you in just a minute, Idit Ishel. I want to also go across to Lieutenant Colonel Yossi Tubor, who's with us. Lieutenant Colonel Tubor, you're a survivor. You're someone who's literally had a brush with terror, stared it in its face, literally speaking. Take us through your story and what really transpired.
So actually, I'm a reserve military soldier, and I get a phone at Saturday morning. They told me that there is emergency situation in the area, and I come as fast as I can. I took my car, I put my uniform, and took my private gun, and going to the area. During my way, I start to saw the horror at all the bodies that was around, and I get to road 232, and on the road there was somebody on the road, and nobody was around it. It was very not unique. It was it's made me to stop very close to her, and then a terrorist come out from the trees, from the bushes, and start shooting on my car. They have automatic weapons. They have everything on them. There was exactly like soldiers, not like some suicide or something like this. My car damaged very bad, and the engine stopped 100 meters from them. And then I take out from the car and start shooting back. I actually succeed to shoot one of them, but I understand that they have firepower much more stronger than what I have. Mm-hmm. And then the next decision was that I must to run, stay in this place, because if they're going to find me, they're going to kidnap me, because officer in the army. So I found some big bushes and jump inside and stay quietly all the time that they are walking around and search for me. And during this way, I'm texting to my military unit and told them exactly where is my place, and giving the exact details of the terrorist, because they're stolen Israeli cars. And when other unit need to come to help me, they will not know that they are a terrorist, and there is danger that they're going to shoot on them and going to hit them. So was very important to give him the direct details. And after 1 hour of fight, we succeeded to kill all the terrorists that was at my area.
Right. So how long were you hidden for in those bushes? Because that must have been a very scary moment. Because any time if they had discovered presence there, there's no saying what they might have done to you.
Yeah. It's not what they've done to you, more actually that I know which kind of animal we need to act with. And I need to do whatever I can to help the units that need to come and rescue me to find directly where they are. In my mind, there was minutes that you are afraid. It's not shame. It's a difficult situation, but you must to be cool in this situation. You must to be sharp and give the right direction to solve the situation. Almost 1 hour I was in the bushes until a unit start to fight with them and then rescue me. But it was look like never.
Absolutely. It must have been a very, very long 1 hour for you. I'm sure at that moment it must have been perhaps the most difficult moment, given the fact that there was so much uncertainty and so much of threat, given the fact that armed men were all around you. Stay with us, Lieutenant Colonel Yossi Tubur. Let me also get in David Bromberg. David, where were you on the morning of October 7th, I beg your pardon, last Saturday? What really transpired with you? Can you give us and our viewers a sense of what happened?
So I was at a Nova Festival, where everything started. There was two stages. I was smaller stage. Zelotem and Asaf. We were, celebrating our holiday. And then missiles started shooting over us. Unfortunately, we're used to the situation in our country, so most people didn't get into too much panic. So things were moving pretty slow. Some cars started rushing already, and the cars that actually left first, unfortunately, there were terrorists waiting on the road for them. They were slaughtered. I was with my friend. We ran outside of the festival grounds with two of my friends. We were hiding behind a tree. Stayed there for a few minutes. Missiles kept on coming in. Still, we're pretty calm because, like I said, we're used to the situation in our country. Then we moved forward a little bit. We went into some ditch underground. My friend Lotem gets a phone call. Her friend tells her we're right next to you. Get in the car. She gets into some car. She drives also first. From her side, from what she told me, she drove, and then Hamas, who were dressed as police, sent her into one of the kibbutzim nearby, and then 10 terrorists came out, started shooting at them. Thank God she survived, her and her friends, but most of the people, they were murdered. She hid in some kind of tube for 2 hours alone until someone came to rescue her. Thank God she's okay. At this point, I'm with my friend, and we had another girl that we took with us to the festival. We didn't know her, but we gave her a ride. So we ran back into the festival grounds to find her. Thank God we found her. We got into the car. At this point, there's already machine guns and gunshots and a lot of noises and missiles nonstop. I'm sorry, it's kind of mixed up in my head, but I'll try to get it the straightest I could.
Take your time. Take your time. I can understand. It must have been a very difficult moment, and recalling it must be quite painful.
Yeah. Get in the car, and machine guns are getting closer. Till we get to this fork on the road. Cars going to the right. Unfortunately, whoever went into the right also is probably not with us today, because they were waiting there as well with heavy machine guns on white trucks. At this point, we're about to turn right, but then this car comes filled with bullets and blood, screams to us, go the other way. We take a left. There's a big traffic jam. We still don't know really what to do. There was 3 policemen that came running towards the right side. They were gunned down very shortly. At some point, we realized that the only thing to do, me and my friend and the girl was with us, we ditched the car we lost the girl, but thank God she's also okay. We had contact with her, but she ran somewhere else. We got out of the car, we started running towards the other way, and then they came also from the left side. So we were basically trapped from both sides, same with white truck. And like, I'm sorry, what was your name again? Whoever fought bravely?
Lieutenant Colonel Yossi Tubor.
Yossi. Yeah. So like he's properly in good form, tactical. I don't know where they got this uniform, but they were dressed in black. They were just shooting towards us like ducks. People are falling. People are getting injured. At this point, we ran down into the fields, like open fields, just running for our lives, running nonstop. People getting shot, nonstop shooting. People, falling in front of our faces until at some point I've noticed we've been running for a while. We don't know where we're running to. We don't know what's going to be. I just screamed to whoever was next to me, get into the tree right now, get into the tree right now. We got into this kind of tree, which is like pretty covered, which I guess saved our life. We stayed there for me and 9 other people, so we were 10. We stayed there for around 6-7 hours. No water, no food. We tried calling for help. We got contact. No one came to help us. At some point, and I have to say, nonstop missiles falling next to us. Nonstop machine gun sounds towards the fields, towards us. Nonstop. Like there was no quiet, no peace. We're just laying there, breathing, staying calm. I was with 6 other girls that they were getting like panic attacks and throwing up and shaking. So we had to stay, at least us the men had to stay calm, relaxed. I was pretty optimistic, to be honest. At some point, someone screams to us in the Arab accent, who's there, how many are you? This point, I thought that's it. They're gonna kill us, or they're gonna take us. They approached us. It was a few Arabs from the Gaza Strip, that refugees that just were running away from Gaza. Thank God they didn't have any weapons. They didn't want to hurt us. We had a little bit of conversation. I asked them to leave because the girls were freaking out. They left us to peace, thank God. Yeah, so basically we were waiting for rescue. No one was coming. At some point also, like a helicopter flew by. I risked us by going out and going like this. Then I went back into the bushes, and we could hear everything. We weren't too far from Be'eri, so we could hear all the gunshots, all the screaming, all the Allahu Akbar. Finally, after 7 hours, at around 3:34, I'm not sure what time it was, one of the people that were with us, his dad came. His dad's a hero. He came with his truck and another friend with handguns. They went into the war zone. His name was Shmulik. He saved my life, our life, thank God.
Very
to the car.
And how long were you stuck in those bushes, and how far were you from? You said about 7 hours is when you were stuck in those bushes, David. But how far were you from the actual spot of the music festival where all of this shooting and killing was happening?
Probably ran about 2 or 3 kilometers.
Just 2 kilometers away?
I'm not sure, but we ran a lot, yeah. And the whole time we were getting shot at, like, thank God nothing hit me and whoever was with me. And then they came with handguns. We got into their truck. He barely had gas. He drove the fastest he could. Gunshots also being fired at us. Thank God nothing happened. Till we get to this gas station, we had to refuel. The gas station was chaos. A bunch of injured people, bodies. When we had just arrived, also there was like someone injured. I don't think he made it. One of the girls that was with us, she suddenly said, I'm a paramedic. She put on a pair of gloves. She tried to help him. I don't know what's up with him. I don't know if he's with us. And then
but David,
there,
after coming so close to seeing death and terror, you're back in uniform. Are you back at the front lines? Because I can see that you're in uniform, you're holding a weapon. That's very brave.
That day we got rescued. We left the area. I stayed by a friend's house for one night. I slept, went back to my house, got my uniform, and went to my duty. Because especially after what I went through, more than ever, I'm proud to wear my uniform, protect my country.
Absolutely, and certainly we salute your bravery, because after seeing so much of trauma, coming back into the uniform and protecting your country, certainly, of course, is something that's very brave. But we're almost out of time. But Idit Ishil, your story and your family story, what you're going through, is extremely harrowing. We can only imagine the kind of trauma that the entire family must be going through, with so much of uncertainty about the safety of Ronnie Ishil. At this point of time, to all those who are talking about this, for us, we talk about or hear about 100, 150 people who've been abducted. But for the family, it's a very, very difficult moment. It's not only about your family story. There must be at least another 100 such families who are going through the similar kind of trauma, not knowing about what's happening to their loved ones.
Babies, children, soldiers, adults, they planned it so well, and they attacked without any mercy. I'm calling for all the leaders all over Germany, United States, Egypt, Jordan. Don't leave us here with the pain. We need all the help we can get to bring our Ronnies and all the rest who's in the Hamas hands back home. We don't have any minutes of peace. We barely can sleep. We so concerned for her. Well, and we need her back home now.
Well, absolutely. Very, very difficult moment indeed to even hear this particular story, Idit Ishil. We certainly hope that you and your family hear about Ronnie Ishil and her safety as soon as possible. But Lord, thank you, as well as Lieutenant Colonel Yossi Tubur, David Bromberg as well, for joining us and sharing with us what really is the trauma and the difficult moments that you've had to go through after having witnessed what has happened at such close quarters. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us this evening.
Thank you.